All right, so MYOB Advanced, it is one hell of a product, isn't it? And definitely amazing at giving you a whole range of features to dig deep and analyze your data. All right, so there's a feature in MYOB Advanced that certainly sits at the very top, especially when it comes to analysis, right? And you would have heard it a few times already, but we're talking about generic inquiries. All right, so this is your foundation for everything reporting wise in the system. Okay, and of course you've got your PDF reports, your report designer, you've got ARM reports, but when it comes to giving you quick and useful and very versatile information, generic inquiries are your best friend. Right? Since that is because you get all of these capabilities with it. All right, so starting with exception reports, it's great to be able to just look at a generic inquiry or a list view and quickly identify, what am I missing? What's wrong with my data? Why is this not looking right? Right, and then that comes with visual insights as well. All right, so it's nice and easy to be able to use things like color coding or side panels, those sorts of things to give you quick information right then and there. All right, drilling in. So as I said, generic inquiries are very versatile. So they can be something so simple as just providing you with a list of particular employees, for example, particular stock items, or it can be, again, your foundation so that you can build on top of that. You can go to dashboards, all right, and have that ability to drill down. Okay, from there you can also use features like automating. All right, so you can automate the releasing of certain information or emailing, printing, and also use mass updates, right? So it's a great feature on generic inquiries to be able to mass update your data, all right, and mass actions as well. And of course, all of this data is always secure, all right? Being within MYOB Advanced, you always have the ability to have access roles and your licenses as well. So you can control who sees this data and who doesn't. All right. And then, of course, the main thing is that this is real-time information, right? So it's coming directly from your system. Again, you can drill down, you can refresh the data. It's there to help you make decisions right then and there. All right, some exciting things there. So let's take a look. Some of you may be using dashboards on a regular basis, some may not, but it is a great tool to be able to see lots of information right then and there. All right, dashboards are customizable. They can be per department, they can be per user. Right, so you can have one for your sales team, one for your finance team, with different information relating to their job, and to help them make decisions that are required on a daily basis. All right. So in here, you've got different sorts of widgets. They're each called widgets as well, to give you information, right, in different styles. So you've got list views, right? You've got graphs, you've got KPI titles as well. All right. So within this, you can have an overview. It's very visual, of course. But if we start by looking at this particular section here, we're looking at opportunities by the different stages. All right. So if we start to analyze this, we can see that a large number of these opportunities are sitting in the prospects area. All right. That's 90% of my opportunities, also making almost $15 million worth of revenue, potential revenue sitting on the table, sorry. All right, why is that? All right, let's dig a little bit further into that. So if I click on this, it will give you that drill down functionality. All right, so from there, it's going to take me to the generic inquiry, which all of those dashboards are built on. Right, so then it gives me a list of all of the opportunities that make up that number. Right, from here I can see all of the values, And I can also see that potentially there's so many in here, and particularly my $14.5 million opportunity is sitting there. Why hasn't this progressed? Maybe because I don't have an owner against it. All right, so this is a problem that I've identified within a minute of looking at my data. All right, so from here, what do I do to fix this in the first instance? All right, I can actually go into each one and assign an owner, or I can simply select a few. All right, and again, demonstrating the mass update functionality. All right, so this mass ability is available in most of all of your GIs. All right, and if I click update, it will give me an option. And in this particular instance, I want to assign this to a particular person. All right, as quick as that, I now have an owner assigned to that. All right, so I fixed the problem now, but you also want to think about, I've identified this problem. How do I prevent this from happening again? All right, so there's lots of tools in the system where you can set up business events to automatically assign an opportunity to a particular person based on criteria that's relevant in your business. You could do notifications as well, right? So there's other things that we can do to sort of solve the problem permanently. All right. Now, in another side, we're going to look at side panels, as Bridget mentioned as well. It's a great feature, and MYOB have put this into a lot of the standard screens as well, which is great. So in this invoice and memo screen, I'm looking at the generic inquiry that's kind of standard. I'm looking at a list of all of my invoices and memos. If I highlight a particular invoice, I have a side panel that will give me extra information right then and there. All right, so I don't have to go to multiple different screens. So if I expand my side panel, the first section here is invoices and memos. So what this gives me is the actual view of the invoice itself. So instead of me having to click into this invoice and take me to that screen, I can see it right then and there. Okay, I can view all the tabs as I would be able to do if I was looking into the invoice itself. All right. I can also have a printed view of the form. Okay, so you can be able to preview the invoice. All right. From here, I can print this, I can email it, I can export it. Again, all the same abilities that you would have had if you had gone straight to the invoice. Okay. And lastly, I can also have other inquiries pop up in here. So I'm looking at this particular invoice, but what if I want to look at what history this customer has? What other documents is pending on their customer account? Right. So this can give me a view of their customer details. And this, again, I can use it just as I would if it was in a different screen. All right. So really good. Again, you're in one place, but you're looking at multiple different angles of the data. All right. In the same way, on your key screens. Sorry. Stock items. Right, and if we search for a particular item and jump in there. Again, there's now these really cool side panels already included against this master record. Right, so if I look at this particular product as well, and if I want to look at the inventory summary, this particular item, it will be, it brings up the inquiry or the screen itself. So I can see exactly where the quantity of 20 is sitting. All right, I can look at allocation details, give me a better look of the stock. and things like dead stock as well, to identify what stock has expired or is past its best buy. Right, again, in one area you have a whole bunch of information against your stock item, but it's digging deeper, all right? But giving you the ability to do that in the same screen, so you're not wasting time as well, and you're not having to jump around multiple different places. All right. So let's have a look at some exception reporting. Sales profitability. As I mentioned earlier, great tools to be able to quickly identify items that stand out, all right, that are exceptions. So in this particular generic inquiry, we've got sales profitability against our inventory items, right? So I want to customize this, and I'm going to use some color coding. I want to easily be able to identify which products I am not making a margin on. All right, so in the results grid under row style, if I put in a little formula in here, if I'm looking at search for my margin fields, and we'll look at percent there, and if it's anything less than 1, then I'm going to let's make it orange. All right, and if not, we'll just use a default. Okay. Put that in there. Save our generic inquiry, and I'm going to view this again. Okay, straight away, you can see there's a lot I'm not making any margin on. All right, so from there, I can easily then dig deeper, look into why. All right, and you can see the items that are standing out that I am making margin on. All right, so really simple. You could also, in the same way that you've done it across the row, you can easily do that for particular columns as well. All right, so the column style instead on particular rows. All right. So if we then go to our dashboard, and let's look at creating some extra widgets, all right, to give us some more insight into our inventory. So we'll hit the design button up the top, and we're going to look at a chart. We're going to choose a generic inquiry here. So I'm going to use my sales profitability GI. Okay, I want it to refresh all the time. And I am then going to configure. All right, so in here I want inventory description, and down the bottom I want to look at my margin. All right, so in here what I'm doing is I'm going to create a widget to display the top 10 products. Top 10 products. Okay. And there it is. We'll just reshape this a little bit. And as easy as that, there we go. Easy as that, I've got information. All right, so you can quickly hover over and you'll be able to see what are my top 10 earning products. All right, so in the same sense, what I've also got is payroll, all right, not forgetting all important payroll. Okay, so in the same way, you can have dashboards and you can have really cool side panels to help you with processing. All right, payroll is such an important area, and checking and digging deeper is definitely an essential part of that. All right, so it's really cool that we can have dashboards, we can have side panels, all of these generic inquiries to help us with that process. So in the same way, we can have information for payroll that's relevant to the user. You can have pending approvals, graphs to show you how you're going with leave. All right, you can even have embedded pages, all right? So I can log into my bank account straight from here without having to go to an external browser. Okay, so in here, in the same way, we're going to take a look at some generic inquiries. Going to look at leave. All right, so the top line, I'm highlighting that Kimberly Hunt has taken annual leave. All right, so if I look at my side panel and click on the holiday pay details, it will give me the particular rates and all of the other rates that were there. All right, relevant information when you're looking at payroll. All right, in the same way, I can look at pay run details. So if I'm on, this is a particular pay run, and something doesn't look quite right, so I can easily jump into that payroll from the side panel and start editing this pay. All right, it's a nice, quick, easy data right there at your fingertips. All right. Now, lastly, something that's pretty cool is Power BI. All right. Well, I'll just refresh that for you. Oops, sorry. Go back here. Oh, not being my friend today. There it is. Sorry about that. All right. Power BI, really cool. All right, so you can have a whole suite of your reports, your reporting pack. But the cool thing is it's embedded into MYOB Advanced. All right, so you don't have to go to your external anywhere else. Right, it's right there as a dashboard as well, embedded in the dashboard. All right, so there's a little navigation. All right, I can look at my menu of different items. All right, and if I click on my income statement, I can see a full income statement. All right, I can see again different charts, different views of analysis. Okay, I can even click on different filters to give me different data. Okay, so in the same way, we can move to financial details. All right, I can use versus last year. All right, cash flow, age trial balance, and again, this you can use filters. Sort the data as you need to. All right, so it's really cool. All in one place. All right, so remember, Advanced, being a cloud ERP, MYOB Advanced can easily give you the right information at the right time to make the right business decisions and uncover real insightful information. All right, so if anyone has any questions or if you want to know about any particular features, please do reach out. Thank you.